Argentina the first team to book their spot in the Cup final here at the Cape Town Sevens, defeating Ireland by 26 points to 19, building that buffer in the first half. Ireland with a mini comeback towards the end, but it must be said it was a little bit all too late. Up next, of course, we've got Fiji against Australia, the Flying Fijians. And then Australia, of course, showing their resurgence by breaking the hearts of South African fans, defeating the Blitzboks earlier on by 28 points to 0. So Fiji, slight favourites, one would feel, with all their history in the Sevens game. But Australia most certainly this weekend, knocking the number one team, the Blitzboks, off their mantle, saying that we also here not to participate, but we'd like to go all the way as well. Is it going to be the likes of Bukayaro for Fiji? Or is it going to be the likes of Longbottom, Roche for Australia that'll make some magic happen? As we mentioned, a slight bounce of the ball, a missed tackle could be the difference in this sort of game. The Sevens, of course, all action. If you do know of anybody loving this sort of action in rugby, go on Forever Sports, share the link with them, and let's rugby together here. Of course, we're live for every single game here of the Cape Town leg of the Sevens. And just to mention, if you did miss it, if you make an account on BOYLESPORTS, bet a 20 Rand on any game, that being a Sevens game or a 15-a-side game, you stand a chance to win tickets to the URC match on the 23rd of December. The Stormers host the Bulls in Cape Town. For the moment, our attention is all on this second Cup semi-final. The Flying Fijians up against Australia. Australia most certainly making amends after last weekend. But what exciting time for Fiji, coming through that quarterfinal against France by 29 points to 24. We saw them challenge each other in the group stages, France and Fiji. That's on that occasion, France winning via a penalty kick drop goal to seal that one 17-14. But Fiji exacting their revenge in that quarterfinal. And here they are to challenge, to put themselves in a position to make that cup final. And Fiji kick off from right to left. And Australia in possession now. The ball bouncing favourably for Australia. All up into Fiji's half. Go Australia, still in possession here. And the ball is shifted from right down to this left-hand touchline. So long passes there, trying to find the space. And a slip tackle there. And here it is for Australia. Try. The first try of this second semi-final goes to Australia. And it's Ben Dowling who puts the ball down. Lovely little dummy and step. You almost felt for the moment the referee looked like he was in some sort of obstructive way or in an obstructive position, not allowing the Fijian to tackle Ben Dowling. But the referee, as we know, didn't blow his whistle. And it's play until the whistle. Australia up with the conversion by 7 points to 0. Just over 5 minutes to play here. Australia hit the first blow here in the second semi-final. Rather auspicious there from the referee. One feels, in my opinion. But Australia with the restart up by 7 points to 0. This time a very, very deep restart from Australia and finding grass inside the line of touch. And that will force Fiji to play from deep. They're right up about 10 meters from their own try line on this left-hand touch line with the line-out set play to come. Bukayaro for Fiji to feed. Just over 4.5 minutes to play here in Cape Town. Argentina make a second consecutive final with that victory over Ireland. But for the moment, it's Fiji who have to play from deep. Still inside their own 22. They want to find some space. It's knocked on there from Fiji, and Australia capitalizing. Playing under advantage, but none gained there, says the referee. So it will be a scrum down to Australia just about centre field. Almost the perfect position to be in, just inside Fiji's 22. So not efficient there from Fiji in their exit. With these clear conditions, you want to hold on to the ball, and a slight fumble there, creating this opportunity. Can Australia capitalize and score a second try? It's 3-on-3 in the scrum. Australia feint right and then go left. Fiji holding on for dear life, 5 meters from their own try line. The ball is shifted way wide. Dowling again, finding space and finding a player on the receiving end of the last pass there. We're just trying to see who it is for Australia there. Nick Malouf, who's on the receiving end of their last pass and dots it down on or in this right-hand corner. Makes for a difficult conversion, but Australia, more importantly, up by 12 points to 0. The conversion not successful. Fiji 2 scores down. Australia looking hot. They trying to put one foot in that final here in Cape Town. At the beginning of the tournament, if you called perhaps the Argentina-Australia final, not something someone would have confirmed. But that's the nature of sevens. It's all action here in the second semi-final. Australia again with a deep restart. Fiji know they have to get going. And here they go down this right-hand side. Breaking clear. Can he find support there? Fijian attacker. Working their way up to their own 10-meter mark here. Who's got the jet shoes? Right up to this, tucked up against this left-hand touchline. They're up inside Australia's half now. Still in possession. Fiji right to left and now again left to right. Letting the ball do the work. A little bit of a loose pass there. And again, perhaps a reactive pass, trying to force the offload. But it's not gone forward off the hands. Fiji come through. Is it a try? Just couldn't get his hands to put pressure on the ball. It seems for all money that Fiji could go in there from that coincidental set of sequence of events. But no pressure down. They've gone up to the TMO, the referee. But this should not and won't be called a try, I'm sure, in my opinion. The last little effort from Australian defender, just kicking that ball ahead. And a missed opportunity, it would seem, for Fiji to get on the scoreboard. No try. Australia will have a scrum down. It was, in fact, knocked on, so he didn't have any downward pressure. Naduvalu there, coming through with pace, grubbering the ball ahead, but just looked like the grubber came off his shin, just couldn't put any downward pressure on the ball. And Australia breathe a sigh of relief, still keep that clean sheet, up by 12 points to 0 with just on a minute to play. Here come Australia now with a massive kick upfield, finding space. The referee calling them back here for something, I'm sure. It seems like it's going to be a penalty to Fiji, so that ensuing kick had some Australian players offside. Massive hoof upfield, but the Australian players over eager. You've got to be in line at least at the very least in line with the ball or behind it. And the referee are judging there that some of the Australian players were ahead of the kicker. So Fiji will have an opportunity here just before halftime, 5 meters out, 20 meters in from this left-hand touchline, to force the final play and perhaps score their first try. Fiji, however, can't make anything of that. When you're tackled, you've got to release the ball and then play again. The Fijian player was tackled, tried to get up immediately without releasing the ball, gifts Australia a penalty, would take the quick tap and put it out via long bottom. And that is half-time here in Cape Town. Australia up by 12-0, folks. Are we manifesting an Argentina-Australia final? Or is there a fight back here from Fiji in the second half? Of course, Argentina defeating Ireland in that first Cup semi-final. After Ireland showing so much promise this weekend, getting through the likes of the All Blacks in that quarter-final, but leaving it a little bit too late. So Fiji, of course, or at least the coaching team would have picked up on that. You don't want to leave it more than 2 scores behind with just about 2 or 3 minutes to play. And as we know, time in sevens is not always on your side, especially when you're behind on the scoreboard. And for the moment, Fiji are behind. They have it all to do. 2 minutes to refocus, regather, rejuvenate, and get that hunger to fight back and push on. As we mentioned, the Flying Fijians, of course, probably the most successful team in the 7-man game. Can they draw on that? Past experiences? Drama. Is there drama that will unfold here in Cape Town? Australia up by 12-0. One feels if Australia can score again early in the second half, will put enormous pressure on Fiji, because you have to be efficient. So once you score, of course, for those of you who don't know, you will take the restart. So in essence, sometimes you kick possession away. So you want to make it as contestable as possible for Australia. Another score, and they could want to slow it down. The second half underway here with Australia playing, should I say, from right to left. Fiji have it all to do as they shift it wide down this left-hand touchline. They can't quite get through the Australian defence, but they're almost up to halfway. Pursuing that first try, Fiji. The hunger is there from Australia, still defending as if their lives depended on it, but what a lovely step. The speed off the mark, and Fiji will open their account right under the sticks. Those fast feet are simply sensational there. And Fiji have their first try. Valawa scores under the sticks. Valawa, you beauty. 96 on his back. Seems like he was running at 96 miles an hour. And Fiji have a try. And one kind of feels the crowd supporting Fiji here with all the history on their side. The flair of the Flying Fijians. They're up and it's 12-7, still trailing by those 5 points. 5.5 minutes to play here in the second half in Cape Town. Fiji have been in this sort of position before, so they know it's possible for Australia. It's about not panicking for the moment. Fiji with a contestable restart. Who wants it? Fiji do. And here we go. Fiji in possession. We're up to the 10-meter mark inside Australian territory now. A little bit of a loose ball. Australia playing under advantage. The kick ahead, but Fiji do get it back. Advantage over. It's all loose for the moment. And the referee blows a penalty to Fiji. They're still on their own 22 now. They've got to shift it. And shift it fast here. They still trail by 5. Taking it coast to coast is what the order of the day would be. The offload there, just not finding a Fijian hand. It looks slightly forward there from Australia. Is this it? It's going to be a try. For all money, it looked like that ball went slightly forward, but the referee seems to be letting the game flow. And it's Josh Turner for Australia, perhaps, with a big blow there. And one can't help but feel that pass that allowed the sequence of events to happen, rolled slightly forward. But all that is irrelevant right now because Josh Turner scores for Australia. It's 17. Make that 19 points to 7 with just over 3.5 minutes to play. Fiji in possession at one stage there, but just forcing the last pass, the offload. And irrespective of what my opinion is, the scoreline suggests Australia in control here at 19 points to 7. The restart is deep. Fiji are going to have to play from deep, but just a foot in touch there. The Australian defender coming across, and Fiji will have to concede possession for the moment. Australia will have the put into the line out on this right-hand touch line. 35 meters out from Fiji's try line. You don't often find a contest in the air, but there it was from Fiji, but it's clean ball for the Wallabies. And they shifted immediately to Dowling down this left-hand touchline. Fiji defending, should I say, for their lives here. Left to right they go, up to the 22 of Fiji. One try now could make it all but impossible. And there it is. There it is for Australia down this right-hand touchline. It's Nathan Lawson. The Australian fans must be celebrating. They know they'd all got all but 1.5 feet in the cup final. I dare to say 2 because anything can happen with just over 2.5 minutes to play. But one feels 4 tries to 1. Australia up now. 24 looking for 26. Just wide. So Fiji trailing by 17 points to draw level. 1 minute and a half to go here in Cape Town. Australia will most certainly want to slow it down. Heartbreak here for the moment for Fiji. Looking like they had something left in the tank. But one loose pass, as I mentioned, one missed tackle. And we see how quickly things can change. Australia with the restart. Fiji, however, do get the ball back. And in the process, Australia conceding a penalty. Fiji must play and play quickly here. They have to score 3 times. Fiji, they're still inside their own 22. Not looking like they're full of ideas. The Fiji we're accustomed to, or at least for the moment. 7 to 24 down, but here they come, Fiji. The man with the jet shoes, can he go all the way? Skipping, dancing. The defense coming across, they're only 8 meters out. Where's the space here? And a forward pass sums it up here. In the second cup semi-final, we thought for all money the Fijian attacking player was away there after the missed tackle But 5 meters out from the line, the final pass was thrown and it's forward. Scrum down to Australia. And that should be that with only a couple of seconds left in normal time, folks. The referee on the spot. And as I mentioned, it's seconds with centre field 7 meters out from Australia's try line. But more importantly, Australia will have the put in to the scrum. It's 3-on-3. Will we see a big hoof upfield from Australia? No, they want to play. Fiji, it's desperate stuff. 10 seconds on the clock. They're up, almost up to their own 10-meter mark, Australia. Fiji do come away with it, but illegally so, says the referee. And that is time up on the clock, folks. We're going to see Australia, the other team in that cup final. They'll be up against Argentina. Who would have called it? But it's all over here in the second cup semi-final. Australia have done the impossible, one would think, and defeated Fiji by 24 points to 7. From myself, Roots, at Forever Rugby, at Forever Sports. Do catch me live later on this evening at 7:30. It's Racing 92 versus Harlequins in the Champions Cup. But from myself, Roots, until then, bye for now.